Okay, get ready for this one. In 1932, Australia faced a crisis, but it wasn't with another country. Nope, it was with emus. Yeah, the big fast flightless birds. What came next was a war so strange you'll have to hear it to believe it. After World War I, thousands of Australian soldiers returned home to their farms, only to find that the Great Depression made life even harder. On top of that, there was another unexpected problem: emu invasion. Over 20,000 emus swarmed Western Australia. These birds were basically wreaking havoc on farmers' crops, eating up everything in sight. The farmers were losing their minds and their crops. So what did they do? They called in the big guns. Literally. In a move that still blows people's minds today, the Australian government decided to send in soldiers armed with machine guns. They thought, hey, it worked in the war. How hard could it be to stop some birds? But the thing is, emus aren't just birds. They're like Olympic sprinters. These birds can run up to 50 kilometers an hour, zigzag like a race car, and duck for cover like seasoned pros. The soldiers quickly realized they were in over their heads. The army fired over 2,500 rounds, but these birds were almost untouchable. One report said it took 10 bullets to bring down one emu. And the birds? They just kept coming. There were even reports that emus would get shot, shake it off, and run away like nothing happened. Invincible. After days of failed attempts, the soldiers gave up. The Great Emu War, yes, that's what they called it, was a complete disaster. The emus won. Imagine that, a bunch of farmers and soldiers losing a war to birds. And here's the kicker. After the war, the government just let the emus be. They decided nature had won this round. The farmers? Well, they had to get creative to protect their crops. So what can we learn from the Great Emu War? Sometimes, no matter how much firepower you've got, nature has the last laugh. And in 1932, Australia learned the hard way. If you think that's wild, wait until you hear what other crazy things happened in history. Drop a comment if you'd ever heard of the Great Emu War. And don't forget to follow for more weird and wild stories like this one.